Hello everyone, my name is Rawan Alraddadi. I'm going to present a paper called A Comparison Between Deep Learning and Machine Learning in Categorizing Arabic Text, a scope review. On behalf of group member Hanin, Almurashi and Dr. Mohamed Abdel Fattah. This is the presentation outline. We will first start by introduction about the subject and background about the subject we're talking about, followed by lecture review and discussion, and lastly we conclude and give future work that can be done in this area. As the users of the internet increase, the document has increased on the internet. There are many documents on the internet that can be accessed, such as web pages, books, magazine, and social media, and all of this has a lot of information. This make retrieving and searching for specific information difficult task. Therefore, we need to classify and organize this information for easier access by the user. And this can be done using text classification, which can be defined as one of the methods of searching and exploring the data from the internet and assign it to a predefined group. In text classification, there are two types, either manually text classification, which take a lot of time and effort and it is inefficient, or automatic text classification, which we are more interested in. In text classification, there are three main steps. Each classification system need to go through. The first stage is pre-processing, where we remove all the unnecessary information and we only keep the useful information. That can be used in the classification stage. In the classification stage, we classify the document based on the content to one of the predefined group. And lastly is the evaluation stage. When we are dealing with Arabic text, there are leak of study that related to classifying Arabic text, and this is because of the characteristic of the Arabic language, because it is difficult and it is different from other languages. As we said, Arabic language is difficult and different from other languages, and the morphology of this language is complex. The word structure are different, and it depends on the position in the sentence and the meaning of the sentence. In Arabic language, there are three types of Arabic language, and it contains three main parts of speech, and it doesn't contain upper or lower case. Also, it contains a specific inflection. Arabic text classification is the process of categorizing the unseen Arabic text into two or more predefined groups. And the classification can be done in different ways, including machine learning and deep learning, which we will be focused on. In the machine learning, the process is done by learning new things without explicitly program the system, and the deep learning is the process of structuring the algorithm in layer, and can to learn from the data and make their own decision. In any text classification system, the pre-processing technique play important role in the accuracy. So especially when dealing with languages that has rich morphology and lexicon, such as Arabic language. Text classification, in text classification we have studied the machine learning methods and the deep learning methods, as we said before, and we mentioned one paper in this presentation about machine learning, where they used publicly available data set, and the feature extraction was based on the lexicon of the language. They produce good result compared to support vector machine. And next we have studied we presented two papers in this presentation that uses the deep learning method, where they used CNN. Both of the papers have used a publicly available data set. The difference is that for the first paper, they used TF-IDF as feature extraction technique, and for the second one, they used N-gram word embedded feature as feature extraction technique. Both of the papers produce good result, and some papers have used a hybrid approach, where they study the pre-trained Arabic bidirectional encoding representation from transformer model to solve the ambiguity and complexity in Arabic language. We have present one paper here that uses a different neural network with SVM classifier. This technique produced good result, as we can see, and the common between all of this for papers is that they almost use the same pre-processing technique, with different depending on the data set they are using. The pre-processing they used was removing punctuation, non-letter and non-Arabic words. They removed it. They used normalization and other technique. As we said before, that Arabic language is rich and complex language, and it required pre-processing technique, a good pre-processing technique to produce and improve the performance of the classifier. Now, the most important technique in any Arabic text classification, as we seen in the papers we have studied, is the stop word removal, lemmatization, and stemming for Arabic language. We believe that applying this three pre-processing technique will achieve good accuracy. when in the machine language, in the machine learning algorithm, it can produce good result when working with the small data set. And it can produce good result with lexicon as feature extraction, but it even produce good result and higher result when we use TF-IDF or word to vector as feature extraction technique. Now, when we deal with deep learning algorithm, it can produce good result when working with large data set. And almost when we use CNN, it always produce high accuracy even with different feature extraction technique. But sometimes we used a hybrid approach, and this hybrid approach can produce good result when we deal with Arabic language. In conclusion, the aim of this research is to give a review of Arabic text classification. We give an overview of the existing research approaches and pre-processing technique that used in Arabic text classification. We have studied 3 approaches, which are machine learning, deep learning, and a hybrid approach of both of these methods. We have studied the effect of natural language pre-processing technique when we are dealing with Arabic text. In the future, if we have more time, we will cover more studies that categorize Arabic text based on the machine and deep learning with different methodology. We also will focus on finding application for classifying different Arabic text. This is the reference we used in this presentation. Thank you for listening, and do you have any questions?